Officer Jake. Turner leaned back in his cruiser, the rising sun casting long golden streaks across the quiet streets of Fairhaven. His coffee sat untouched in the cup holder as the radio crackled to life. A bolo. Be on the lookout for a silver sedan with license plate 3XJ 482 had just come through. The vehicle had been linked to an attempted robbery earlier that morning and was reported stolen shortly after that. Jake's muscles tensed. The suspect was reportedly still in the downtown area, weaving through side streets in an effort to avoid capture. His mind immediately shifted gears, instincts sharpening. He scanned every vehicle that passed, noting every shimmer of silver with new intensity. The next intersection, his pulse quickened. A silver sedan approached, and although the license plate wasn't an exact match, it was close enough. Only a single digit off. It was enough to make him suspicious. Jake flicked on his lights and pulled slightly into the intersection to signal the driver to stop. The sedan complied, easing slowly to the curb. Jake rested his hand on his holstered weapon, stepping out of his patrol car with a practiced caution. As he approached, the driver's side window glided down. Behind the wheel sat a middle-aged woman, neatly dressed in a tailored dark suit, her hair pinned back professionally. She furrowed her brow slightly as she greeted him. "Good morning, officer," she said evenly, with the air of someone accustomed to authority. Jake barely registered her words. His adrenaline was surging, coloring his judgment. "Is this your vehicle?" he demanded sharply. "Yes, of course," she replied, confused. "I just left for work." "Registration and license," Jake barked. The woman sighed, reaching into her handbag calmly. "May I at least know why I've been stopped?" she asked. Jake sneered, interpreting her composed demeanor as arrogance. "This vehicle is connected to a crime. It was reported stolen. Step out of the car, hands where I can see them." The woman froze, staring at him in disbelief. "That's absurd. This is my car. I haven't done anything wrong." Jake's patience wore thin. He yanked open the door without warning and grabbed her by the arm. When she hesitated, he forcibly pulled her out, twisting her arms behind her back and snapping the handcuffs on tightly. "You are under arrest for grand theft auto," he announced mechanically. The woman gaped at him as if he had gone mad. "Do you even know who I am?" Jake scoffed. "Lady, I don't give a damn who you are. You're coming with me." "I'm Judge Evelyn Carter," she said, her voice firm and low, trembling not from fear but from restrained fury. "And you have just committed the greatest mistake of your career." Jake let out a humorless chuckle. "Yeah, and I'm the governor. Save it for court." With rough efficiency, he pushed her into the back seat of his squad car and slammed the door. He radioed for backup, requesting assistance. Within minutes, Sergeant Mark Daniels pulled up in another cruiser. Daniels stepped out, walking toward Jake with his usual measured authority. He glanced at the silver sedan, then back at Jake. "Turner, what's the situation?" Daniels asked. Jake crossed his arms. Suspect was driving a car matching the description. She resisted. "We have her in custody." Daniels nodded and moved toward the back seat, peering through the window. For a moment, he froze, his expression shifting from professional detachment to something closer to horror. Jake frowned. "What?" Daniels turned slowly, voice low but urgent. "Is that Judge Carter?" "Who?" Jake asked, baffled. "Judge Evelyn Carter, one of the most senior judges in the district. And you just put her in handcuffs." Jake felt a lead weight settle in his stomach. Daniels moved quickly, opening the door. "Your Honor," he said, voice tight with apology. "I'm so sorry for this misunderstanding." Judge Carter rubbed her wrists where the handcuffs had left red marks. Her expression was unreadable, cold, composed, lethal. "This was no misunderstanding," she said, her voice sharp as a blade. "I was treated like a criminal, ignored, humiliated." Daniels shot Jake a look that could have incinerated steel. "Remove the cuffs. Now." Jake's hands fumbled with the key, heart pounding in his ears. He struggled to unlock them, cursing under his breath. Finally, the handcuffs clattered to the ground. "I didn't know," Jake stammered. "I thought." You thought wrong. Judge Carter cut him off. She turned to Daniels, adjusting her suit with precise, angry motions. I expect to speak with Chief Morgan today, and I expect repercussions. Daniels swallowed hard. Of course, Your Honor. We'll make sure this is handled appropriately. Without another word, Judge Carter gathered her handbag, smoothed her skirt, and walked back to her car with the poise of a queen who had just survived a coup attempt. Within moments, her sedan pulled away from the curb, merging smoothly into the light morning traffic. Jake stood there, frozen, as the reality of what had just happened crushed down on him. Daniels shook his head slowly. Turner, you'd better start thinking about how you're going to explain this. Because you are not walking away from it. Jake felt a cold sweat trickle down his back. His career, his reputation, everything he had worked so hard to build. It was all hanging by a thread now, and deep down, he knew that thread was already breaking.